Welcome to the Wachissara University, UWU. So, this moment in your life will remember throughout your lifetime. So, Wachissara University, UWU, going to shape up your future, your life, your destiny. But it is in your hands. You need to admit yourself to the Wachissara University and complete the studies successfully. Now you have received the best scholarship in the country, and you have entered to the Wachissara University. Among the rest of the state universities, Wachissara University is a unique place to study. I'll explain you the uniqueness of the Wachissara University as we move on with the discussion. So we have almost around an hour. So within the period, we'll be able to discuss today. My focus is solely on the academic life. You are going to stay here 4 years, 4 long years, and 8 semesters. And according to our measurements, you are going to study 6,000 plus hours. That's quite a lot of time. You are going to study at the library with the lecturers inside the classroom and the labs, and the doing practicals, the field visits and the assessments all together. When we discuss all that together, so after completing the 4th year, you are going to be a graduate. And that's a tough journey, a long journey, but it will shape up your destiny. It will shape up your future. It will define your career. You have come to the right place to mold your life, behavior, the academic life. In this very little time allocated to me, we are going to discuss together about the academic life and the success. How are you going to achieve the best out of the undergraduate period? How are you going to be one of the best undergraduates? And how are you going to achieve your degree with a significant first class? Okay, let's discuss all that. Let me start with a small puzzle here today. So this puzzle explains a story, but let me come to the story later. Okay, I just want you to read out the puzzle, and if possible, solve it out. What is it? This is about the 17 camels problem. Then මෙතන ඔටු 17 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. Now you can see when we talk about the camels, it is from the Middle East countries the story come from. But we can adopt it to the Sri Lankan condition. If you are not familiar with the camels, you can say cows or whoever it is, like the familiar favorite pets, cats, or the animal, right? So, okay. According to the story, there are 17 camels. The statement of the puzzle says a man dies leaving 17 camels, okay, or other animals, okay, to his 3 sons. Okay, the person had 3 sons, okay. So the father or the parent just passed away, leaving the 17 camels. That was the only property he had, and he wanted to divide that property to 3 because he had 3 sons. But he wanted to divide the property proportionately. Like for the eldest son, the bigger portion of the property, and the second son, it's bit bigger than that, and for the youngest one, the smallest portion. So okay, here it is given very clearly. Initially in the puzzle, it has 17 camels. How many camels? 17 camels. Right? The eldest son should inherit half of the man's property. Then you need to divide 17 into 2. The half of the property goes to the eldest son. The second son, 1/3 of the property. You need to divide the 17 into 3. The last one, the youngest son, the small one, and they'll get what? 1/9 of the property. And you are going to divide the 17 into 9. Is it possible? Now, this is what the academic life is, and we'll come to that later. Now, first, take a little time. If you need to take a piece of paper and write it down, those who are very good at the mathematics and whatever, just imagine, and just use the common sense. Now, let's try to solve this out. 17 camels. You have 17 camels, and you are going to divide it to half. The half of the property goes to the eldest one, 1/3 of the property goes to the middle one, 1/9 of the property goes to the youngest one. Is it possible to do? Take your time. I'll pause for 30 seconds, and then let's see how do you do. In between, I'll be explaining some difficulties you face. The one thing is that, the live creatures like the camels, you cannot just cut into 2 pieces and divide them among the brothers, isn't it? That is there. Okay, so you need them alive. This is the biggest puzzle here. If it was a mathematic puzzle, then we could have just simply solved by dividing or subtracting or whatever it is like. But here you cannot do that. It's live creatures. So that's the property, the whole property left to the sons by the parents. 17 camels. How do you solve it? Now imagine, this is where conflicts comes. We have puzzles, we have problems, we have challenges, and we have no idea how to solve them. We don't find an alternative route to get to the target, the outcome, the result, the point. Then finally what happens? And then the conflict arises. If you look into your family, your village, your division, your province, even the country as a whole. Not only that, even the world today, the full of puzzles, the riddles, problems, challenges. But one academic with a good mind, good heart, with an alternative route can solve the puzzles, solve the challenges, problems, and he can be a wonderful person to the whole mankind. If an academic solve a problem, it will support the whole world. That is what we are going to train in the academic life. To be someone significant, someone unique, someone can solve all the problems in the world. But it is not that easy. You know that you cannot solve all the problems. But there are ways to solve problems. Just imagine 17 camels. How can you divide into half? 1/3 of the camels, 1/9 of the camels. So then the sons, they were all sharing the same womb. But now they are in a conflict. They will forget about the brotherhood. Now there is a conflict. They will start fighting. At the end, what happens? We know that what has happened to the world, the country. This is what has happened. At the end, we forget about the brotherhood, the human nature. And then we quarrel with each other. We fight, we die, we lose our lives in a huge scale. Being an academic means you are not allowing that to be happened. You have to find an alternative route. What are you going to do? Now, according to the story, we know that according to the maths that you have learned at the school, you cannot solve this puzzle because 17 doesn't divide by 2, 3 or 9, you cannot divide it. Okay, so then the brothers, according to this story, they went and met a wise old woman nearby the village. ඒ ළඟම තිබුණු ගමක පුංචි ගෙදරක හිටියා වයස්ක ආච්චි අම්මා කෙනෙක්. And the brothers decided to go and seek help. And they met the wise old woman and just asked grandmother, we have 17 camels with us. Father just passed away leaving the whole property. But the last will says, half of the property goes to the eldest son, 1/3 of the property goes to the middle son, and 1/9 of the property goes to the youngest. We have only 17 camels. We cannot divide the 17 camels into 2, 3, or 9. What shall we do? And the grandmother just paused a while and was little calmed down and was deep diving into the problem and just thought for a while and came out with a solution. What was it? Okay, I don't know how we're going to solve the problem. All what I can do is, I have 1 camel with me. I can give it to you. I have 1 camel with me. I can give it to you. Then let's see what goes on. What happens? That old grandmother, she had 1 camel and gave it away to the children. Now we have 18 camels. This academic camel is a wonderful camel. Now you are going to divide 18 into 2. Half of the property goes to the eldest son. 18 into 2. Now work on your paper. What is it? Now it's 9. Okay, 18 into 2, 9. The 9 goes to the eldest son. Now 1/3 of the camels. What is it? 18 divided by 3. Then 6. 1/3 of the camels. 6 goes to the middle son. 9 plus 6. Now you have 15 camels. Now 1/9 of the camels. Divide the 18 into 9. It's 2. 15 plus 2. 17. Now you have divided the 17 camels. You have got still 18 camels. One old grandmother, a wise old grandmother gave 1 camel. So what are you going to do with that camel? You gave away the camel to the grandmother. And you have done sharing your property. They all happy. The eldest son is happy. He got the half of the property. The middle son is happy. He has got the 1/3 of the property. The youngest one as well, and he has got the 1/9 of the property. 2 camels. And the proportionately divided. The will of the father. Now it's completed. Fulfilled. Will of the father fulfilled. Now they are happy and they went back to their home and lived happily. And this grandmother's role is a wonderful role. She did nothing. She lost nothing. She had only 1 camel, and she just thought out the problem, came out with a solution, and gave away the 1 camel she had, but she did not lose. After proportionately dividing the property among the sons, the brothers, still they have got the 17 divided into half, 3 and 9, 17. Then again the grandmother got the camel belongs to her. Now all are happy. Now this is what the academic life means. We need an academic everywhere in the country. We need an academic to run the country. We need academic mindset to come with an alternative route, a solution. Wherever you go, there are problems, there are conflicts. We need someone to negotiate them, solve problems. But where do you going to find out this wise old woman? 18th camel. Now you are going to be the 18th camel if you complete this 8 semesters, 4 years successfully. You will have solutions. You will think alternative routes. You will learn how to face problems, challenges, and will come up with innovative, creative, practical solutions to the society, to the people. And that is what an academic does. ශාස්ත්‍රීය අධ්‍යාපනය කියලා කියන්නේ අපිට ජීවිතේ නව මාවත් විවර කරන අංගයක්. The academic life will open up new windows, new avenues for our lives. So this is what highly important. My dear son, my dear daughter, remember, these 8 semesters, whatever the degree program you are studying here at the Wachissara University, we are here to shape up your future, your destiny, to come out with a solution. We need graduates, those who are looking at the solutions, not the problems. Problem focus is a different perspective, and solution focus is a different perspective. Anyone with a simple mindset can come up with a problem, but looking at solutions is a different perspective. If you read the newspapers, if you just watch mainstream media news, whatever the channel you are looking into watching, it's all about the daily newspapers, the TV channels. They are showing, they are reporting problems. But who is going to find out the 18th camel, the solutions? This society, we need those who are searching, those who are searching for solutions. And you are going to train your life, your mind, your behavior to be solution focused, not problem focused. Of course, we need problems. We love problems. Academics, they are searching for problems, but they are not focusing the problem. They are focusing the solutions. Yes, focusing the solutions. Now, I hope you have got an idea what is an academic life. හරියට මේ 18 වෙනි ඔටුවගේ කැරක්ටර් එක වගේ තමයි ශාස්ත්‍රීය අධ්‍යාපනයට ලැබුව පුද්ගලයෙක්. The character of an academic person is simply, you can compare it to the 18th camel. 18th camel. 18th camel. Now you are going to be that 18th camel. That's not an easy path. Okay? You have to spend quite a lot of time training your mind, your behavior, your thoughts to come up with that 18th camel. We are here, the staff, the Wachissara University. We will train you, guide you, coach you, direct you to be that 18th camel. We have done it in the past, we are doing it today, and we will continue to do so. Because we need academics in the country. Okay, now with that focus, let me move on to the our idea about the academic life. Academic life and the success. To be a successful person, these 4 areas you have to keep in mind. What are the areas? The first one is physical well-being. Physical well-being. අපි මේකට කියනවා කායික යහ පැවැත්ම. The second one is called the psychological well-being. මානසික යහ පැවැත්ම. The third one is social well-being. That's called සමාජීය යහ පැවැත්ම. The last one is the spiritual well-being. ආධ්‍යාත්මික යහ පැවැත්ම. Now you are going to be the 18th camel. Remember that throughout the session. You are going to be a different person, a significant person, a person who is always looking at the solutions. Of course, they do see the problems, but they do see the problems from a different perspective. They come up with a solution. They do not bring another problem into the problem. They are always looking at the solutions. Solutions. They understand the problem, they come up with a solution. The 18th camel. To come up with the 18th camel, what are you going to do? You need to develop these 4 areas. The whole degree programs of the Wachissara University, the graduate profile of the Wachissara University, designed and developed based on these 4 areas, developing the human mindset. This is what our uniqueness. This is what we do at Wachissara University. We are shaping your physical well-being, psychological well-being, social well-being, and spiritual well-being. ශාස්ත්‍රීය අධ්‍යාපනයේ ඉහළටම යන්න නම් දක්ෂයෙක් වෙන්න නම් මෙන්න මේ අංග හතරම අපි පරිපූර්ණත්වයට එකතු ලං කරගන්න ඕන. We have to fulfill all these 4 areas in order to become a successful academic. Okay, let's look into the first one, physical well-being. කායික යහපැවැත්ම. You know, the undergraduate life is a stressful one. You will not have your family here and you have to live an independent life. You need to maintain your body and physical well-being is in your hand. When to eat, what to drink, how to take care of your body. So it's all up to you. But we are training you, we are facilitating you to achieve the best. But you have to have a very good mindset. Simply, with an example, let me explain what to eat and when to eat. හරියට වෙලාවට කෑවේ නැත්තම් මොකුත් කරන්න හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඊළඟට ලෙඩ ගොඩාක් එයි, ලෙඩෙකුට ඇකඩමික් කෙනෙක් වෙන්න බෑ. Right? So you have to be someone like always health conscious, thinking about your health, maintaining the health. Right? The health is the wealth. We'll come to that later. But here, I'm just giving you an idea that in order to achieve the best of the academic life, you need to have the physical well-being. කායික යහපැවැත්ම අත්‍යවශ්‍ය සාධකයක්. නිතරම වතුර ටිකක් වුණත් ඒක පිරිසිදුව හරියට තියාගෙන තමන් හරියට පාවිච්චි කළේ නැත්නම් වතුර නැති ඇඟකට පණ නැහැ. So you have to have a water bottle with you always. So whenever you need something, just have a zip and then start over. You need to take care of your physical well-being. I'm just giving you a little example with water. Psychological well-being is another vast area. මානසික යහපැවැත්ම. You will meet many friends here. But remember one thing, they are not good people, they are not bad people. Okay, mix of both. If you look into the lives of the people generally, so they have good karmas, bad karmas. Good behaviors, bad behaviors. Any behavior can be a good one or a bad one. Imagine sleeping. Excessive sleeping can damage your academic life. The sleeping deficit also can damage your academic life. But sleeping, just by understanding to the level, it is required level. And any behavior can be a normal behavior and abnormal behavior. Therefore, your sleeping habits, your reading habits, study habits, thinking habits, everything you need to change by focusing at the psychological well-being. Assessments, presentations, evaluations, end semester examinations, lot of work. Stress at the highest possible level at the undergraduate lifetime. But you need to face them all by maintaining your psychological well-being and the physical well-being. That's up to you. And the social well-being, the next one. Now remember, building a network is the most important one. We know in the world, the earlier it came the telephone, the later on the computer. Okay? But in the millennium, we connected these two devices together, computer with the telephone. And there comes the big bang, the whole network, all the communication, the global village idea came because the telephone and the computer connected. Now you have an interconnected device which is connected to the internet, and you can communicate to anybody, anyone, anywhere in the world. And just like that, you are building a network here with your friends, with your staff. You are an undergraduate, you are living an academic life, and but you need to maintain the social well-being. You know, you need to identify with whom you are going to move along with. This reference group is highly important to achieve the academic success. If you move with the bad people, I said in the beginning there are no good people, bad people. Okay, even the sleeping can be a bad habit if you sleep excessively. If you are moving with the people, those who have got bad movements, misbehaviors, abnormalities, okay, then you are going to adopt some of those abnormal behaviors into your character, and you are going to spoil your life. So therefore, finding out that reference group is a key to social well-being, building the network, building the right network. And then finally, of course, the spiritual well-being. Adhyatmika yahapavatma. It is within you. Agama කියලා කියන්නේ දරුවෝ. ඒක හිතේ තියෙන දෙයක්. Now the world is divided into pieces. They can name it like this is Christianity, this is Hinduism, this is Buddhism, this is Islam, but by different names, the humanity is divided. That should not happen. The fundamental, the basic foundation of the humanity is the humanity. Manushyattaya tamai padanam. Etanin ihata tamai aga. Whatever the religion you follow, you have freedom to follow it. But remember that with that religious perspective, you are achieving your spiritual well-being. Adhyatmika sahajivanaya. You can achieve it just being at the nature. When you are stressed out, you have a lot of work and you cannot achieve the targets, you can just take a little time off from the work and just walk in the nature, listen to the sounds of the birds, listen to the music, and you can find the inner peace. If you cannot find the inner peace, whatever the religion it is, you are following the wrong path. With the religion, with the belief, you have to have the inner peace. That is what is spiritual well-being. Nowadays, if you look into the world, anxiety, depression, stress, all those psychological disorders, obvious factors. Why it has come to the arena? Because we don't know how to find the spiritual well-being, the inner peace. How does the mind work? If you know the way how the mind functions, then you know how to find the inner peace. Listen to your heart. Even in my life, once I met a doctor. He's a wonderful person. He gave away his stethoscope to me, and I just listened to my heartbeat just by using the dostara nalav. You must have seen the doctors wearing around their neck all the times. Once you listen to your heartbeat, you understand that the beauty of the heartbeat. You are living. The most important thing in the world is your life. Find the inner peace with that. When you are angry, your heartbeat goes up. When you are calming down, it settles down. So, being an academic means always finding the inner peace. finding the inner peace. Stay out of the crowd. Stand out of the crowd. Listen to your heartbeat. Calm it down. Calm it down. Find an alternative way. Find a solution. People always they look into the problems. They bring problems, but you are here to find the 18th camel. The 18th camel. Okay, with that, let's move on now. These are the four major areas that you need to develop being an academic. The first one, physical well-being. The second one, psychological well-being. The third one is social well-being. The fourth one is the spiritual well-being. If you achieve these four areas successfully, then your academic life is going to be a successful one. Okay, so let me move on to the guidelines. How do you achieve the physical well-being, psychological well-being, social well-being, and the spiritual well-being? With this directive speech, there are 7 habits. With these habit formation, practices, guidelines, directives, I am going to show you how to find the peace, inner peace, and in general, how to find the physical, psychological, social, and the spiritual well-being. The first one is positive self-talk. The second, the positive visualization. The third, the positive mental food, the positive people, positive learning and developments, the positive health habits, and the positive actions. I want you to write them down, keep a note with you, and remember the all 7 P's. It is called simply the short form. What is it? The 7 P's. 7 P's. Throughout your lifetime, keep it with you. Follow it. Whenever you are down, you are feeling down, refer to it. Get back onto your life. Refer to this. This is going to stay with you throughout your academic life. So the 7 P's, remember, positive, 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 positive. Nothing negative here. So then the first one is self-talk, visualization, mental food, people, learning and developments, health habits, and the actions. Let's move on to the positive self-talk. What is it? Now, it's good. The idea, see the positivity in everything you do. See, talk, do, and think. This is the hardest part. Now, you need to train yourself to see the positivity in everything you do. If I show you something, if I ask you to find a black dot in this screen somewhere, those who have trained their mind to see the negativity, they will be able to see the black dots. If you have trained your mind to see the big picture, just removing the black dot, then you will see the positivity. In your academic life, you need to be well focused to see the positive aspect of the life, not the negative aspect. I'll show you something. This is a glass of water. If I ask someone, one of you, to look at this glass of water and come up with a definition, those who are looking into the negativity, they will come up with a negative idea. They'll say half empty. Half empty. But those who are looking into the positivity, positive, those who have got a positive mind perspective, mindset, they'll say it's half full, right? So remember, in everything, whatever you do, see the positivity. That is good, the idea, see the positivity in everything you do. In everything you do. I know that this is going to be a tough one. In everything you do, you see, you talk, it's quite tough, but you need to train yourself. Academic life means nothing but training yourself to do good, do the best, finding solutions to be the 18th camel. That is what the academic life. So see the positivity. See the positivity. Then the second point says you are what you are repeatedly think. You are what you repeatedly think. Okay. So this is really important. And Albert Einstein, I remember, once said the same the quote, "You are what you repeatedly think. Thinking shapes the destiny." From the religious perspective, we talk thinking shapes the destiny. දෛවය කියලා එකක් එහෙම එකක් නැහැ. ඒ ඔක්කොම තියෙන්නේ හිතේ. ඒවා අපි හිතින් ලියන දේවල්. You write your destiny, you shape your destiny, you craft your destiny. It is in your hand. There is no written destiny. එහෙම කවුරුවත් ඩිසයින් කරපු නිගමනයක් දීපු දෛවයක් අපිට නැහැ. So it's all about the way how you think of your life. Therefore, design yourself. Design yourself. If you look into the, just ask your parents, when they were about to build their home, the first thing what they did was they came up with a plan, a blueprint. This is what our home. This is the blueprint. Okay. So with the plan, they came up with a plan. According to the plan, they found the materials, they found the budget, they found the people, those who are doing it, and they brought all the people and the money and the ideas together. Now you have a home. The first thing, you need to plan. You need to plan. You have to design it. You need to design it. If I ask you, let me do one thing. That if I ask you to draw a chair, take a piece of paper, just simply draw a chair. Many will draw chairs, but designing is something else. Designing is something else. If I pause for 30 seconds, you can draw a chair, but in between, let me discuss that. Many of us will draw chairs with 4 legs. What we have in our mind is simply a chair. Maybe what we have just visualized in our childhood. Nowadays we have seen different types of designer chairs. We don't draw any of that. Why? In our mind, we have a well-designed, preoccupied chair. That's called the destiny. You need to change that. You need to draw a different chair. Different chair. We have seen chairs with 1 leg nowadays. Well designed, the designer chairs. But you need to think creatively. This is what, even in your life, you need, if you have a design, redesign it. You need to design your thinking. You are what you repeatedly think. We need to change the way how we think. The moment you change the way how you think, that's the moment your life starts changing. Your behavior changes, the way how you talk changes, your personality changes. With that, you are going to be a different person. After stepping into the university ground, I want you to change the way you think and see the positivity in everything you do, you see, and you think. And the third point emphasizes that 1500 words per minute running into your brain. Psychologists, they have measured in a single minute, සාමාන්‍යයෙන් තම විනාඩියකදී අපි වචන 1500ක් විතර හිතනවායි කියලා. මොළය ඇතුලේ අපි දුවනවා. That's called a monologue. You know the difference between a dialogue and a monologue? Dialogue is between two people. The monologue is the inner monologue, the inner chattering. What is the raw thoughts, words running inside your brain, in your head? We need to control that. That is where you control your design, inner picture, and you design your inner monologue, and you design your positivity. Now you understand the way how the brain functions, how your life is designed. It's based on your thinking. So 5,500 words in a minute running in your head, unknowingly or knowingly. You need to change that thinking pattern. Those running thoughts, the overthinking is the biggest psychological problem in the world, overthinking. All psychological deviations starts with overthinking. Overthinking. So you need to design your thinking. You need to change the way you think, the inner monologue. There are roaming thoughts, unnecessary thoughts, unwanted thoughts, unguided thoughts running in your head, knowingly or unknowingly. Those thoughts can cause bigger problems. Therefore, you need to control the inner chattering. Right? The number fourth one, the explanatory style. This is in the cognitive psychology, and it says how you interpret things to yourself shapes your fate. It is about whatever happens, just like the way how I showed you a glass of water. After seeing the glass of water, the way how you interpret into yourself. Is it half empty, half empty? Or is it half full? Or is it half empty or half full? Or is it just a glass of water? The way how you interpret things to yourself, that matters a lot. All the people around you, they have their own interpretations about the world. Whether you walk fast, walk slowly, they'll have their own interpretations. They will have their own definitions. That is how the society is. Don't worry about the way what they interpret, what they talk, how they define yourself. The most important thing is the way how you define yourself, how you interpret yourself to yourself. Yourself to you. That's what the most important thing. So that's called the explanatory style. Explain in different terms. Whatever happens around you, explain things in different terms to you. Okay, so that is one major task. That is what I gave you an example of the glass of the water. So the way how you see things, explain things. Even you can stand at the center of the biggest crisis in the world. Now, what has happened to the Sri Lanka, the economic crisis, whatever it is like. But the way how you explain things to you, that can shape up the fate, destiny. Therefore, the explanatory style is a very good method. Very good method, because you know there are words, the monologues running in your head, you need to control them. How do you going to control them? By explaining things, interpreting things differently, and controlling the thoughts running in your head. You know that overthinking is the biggest crime, the biggest psychological problem. Okay, then you know how to see the positivity. Okay, so this is called the inner engineering techniques. I'm explaining you the techniques which needs to engineer yourself, the inner engineering techniques. The last point says about the positive self-talk, the affirmations works. Affirmations means the self-suggestions. You suggest to yourself. Positive statements. Positive statements you make to yourself. For example, like you can divide into 3 P's, that the personal, present tense, and the positive. It's all about the positive self-talk we are talking here in this slide. Positive self-talk. Positive self-talk should be a personal one. Start with I. Say I can. I can. I will. I am doing it. I like myself. Start with the I. Start with the I. Start with the I. Wake up in the morning. I can. I can. I will. I'm doing it. I like myself. I'm the luckiest person in the world. So come up with that affirmation, that self-suggestion. That is the energy that brings energy into your day, your life. With that you can start the academic journey. It should be personal. Start with I. Now you know how to craft your self-talk. Start with I. And the most important thing, psychologically, it says you need to think it in present tense. Present tense. I'm the best. I'm happy. I'm warm. I'm a non-smoker. If you want to get rid of some of your bad habits, say I'm a non-smoker. So talk about things you want. Don't talk about things you don't want. Okay? So you all are playing computer games nowadays. Imagine like whatever the computer game you are running, if it is a car game, if you are looking at the barriers and all the disturbances around you, you will not be able to run the car on your path. Just stick onto the path, look at the path ahead, the track, only the track alone. Then you'll be able to run just right on the track. But if you are looking around and focusing about the problems, then you will hit the car. So this is important. So present tense, focus only the path, the track, talk only about the positivity, the things you want, and think it in present tense. Present tense. And of course, it should be positive. Think good, not the bad. Think good, not the bad. If you have got an evaluative mindset, you are going to be an evaluative person, the character. So think only the positive. Interpretations, let the society do the interpretations and whatever they want to. Do what you love to do. So this is called the positive self-talk. They all together, you are changing the way you think, changing your dialogue, changing your monologue, changing your explanatory style. You are giving affirmative suggestions, positive suggestions, starting with I. This is what the positive self-talk is. Okay, let's move on to the positive visualization. Don't think of a black monkey. I want you to close your eyes for a while. Close your eyes. Okay. Now I'm giving you an advice and just follow as it is. I'm asking you to don't think. Don't think. Don't think means do not think. Okay? Don't think of a black monkey. What happened? Now open your eyes. Now the black monkey is in your head. It was very clear. My command said that don't think, but you are thinking of a black monkey. Now I can see in your head there is a black monkey. Where does that black monkey come from? So this is the positive visualization. Okay, so everything begins with the positive visualization. This is mind engineering. What you have inside, you will see the same if you look at the outside. So in and out, this is called the law of correspondence. I'm not going to deeply explain all that, but just to give an idea how to visualize yourself, the self-image. You do see outside what you have inside. This is the theory. If you are an angry person, you will see the anger outside. If you are a loving person, you see beautiful loving flowers all around you. If you have a creative person, if you are a creative person, so you will have lots of creative ideas around you. People with creative ideas. So what you see outside is a reflection of your inner picture. What you see outside is a reflection of your inner picture. What is running in your head, what you have visualized. For example, let me give you this. Like imagine you are thinking of a red dress or a Ferrari or car, whatever it is like. Okay, whatever. A red car, a red dress. You are thinking of a red dress, a design, a red car. As of a sudden you see the same car just passing by. It is on the road. While you are walking, you can see somewhere in an outlet, you can see a red dress there showcasing. This must have happened to you in your real life as well. The brain has the capacity, ability to picturize what you think and take you there to your directions. So red dress, red car, as of a sudden you see things that you have visualized out there. This must have happened to you. Whatever you are thinking, so you can see it outside. So remember, In order to build a self-image, you have to have a positive visualization. See yourself as your desire. If you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lecturer, if you want to be a professor, whoever it is. So always bring that picture into your inner mindset and visualize it. Feed your mind continually, seeing yourself performing well, doing wow, excellent. Whenever lecturers, like in the lecture rooms, if they ask you to conduct a presentation, just imagine the way how you are conducting it. You have to have a role model and just to visualize it the way how you are doing it excellently. Then you'll be able to deliver the results. If you don't have a visualization in a picture, the way how you're going to do the task, whatever it is, you are not going to do it. It's all about training and development. We need to train our mind to do what we want to do. That's why you see yourself as a desire comes in. Okay? The positive visualization is a wonderful technique which guides you to succeed the academic life. Okay, that's why the technique is don't think of a black monkey. If you think of a black monkey, whether I ask you to don't think, you are thinking of a black monkey. Okay, so the inner peace, the way how you guide your words, the thoughts, that matters a lot. Always try to visualize things, your dreams. You need to visualize your dreams. That is called the positive visualization. Let me move on to the positive mental food. You become what you eat. Okay, so no food, no life. The life depends on your food. The same way, this is about the mental food. Mental food. So we all are consumers. Nowadays, you all consume what? TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever the platform, whatever I name it, you are in there. I know. You all are there in social medias, whatever it is like. The newspapers, radios, I have named a few here. TVs, the web, pub, hub, club, whatever it is like. You name, so you are there. But remember, you are a consumer. You are not generating any contents, you are a consumer. The world around you wants you to be a consumer. But an academic means you are generating a content. You are not just consuming, you are generating a content. You are going to be the 18th camel. 18th camel. You are not just a consumer. So mental foods, what you read, what you watch, whatever it is like, whatever it is the content, you need to select them carefully. Whatever the social platform you are, remember with whom, with which group you are aligning with, you are moving with. So that's the reference group is highly important because they are providing you the mental food. Mental food. So mental protein in your food should enrich you. Must enrich your energy and health. If not, get out of it. The many students I have experienced, they come and say they don't remember anything. Whatever they study, they don't remember anything. The same thing with the FB. Though you are scrolling up and down here and there hours, but you don't remember anything. Sometimes there are good contents, but you don't remember anything. Why? Because the mental foods, that is what you need to pay attention to and focus. The way how the mind learns, you need to learn that technique, and accordingly you need to provide the mental food. Accordingly you need to provide the mental food. Positive people. People account you 85% of your success. The people around you, they'll shape your life to some extent. That shows 85% of your success. 85% of your success. What is your reference group? What is your social life? That is what highly important. So there is a saying, the bad relationships are like a bad investment. No matter how much you put into it, you will never get anything out of it. Find someone that is worth investing in. Find someone that is worth investing in. So, even in the many religious perspectives, it says very clearly not to mingle with the unwise. Asevanacha balanan kiyano, naraka manusu ashray karanne epai kiyano, honda ay ashray karanne kiyano. You must have seen some fruits hanging on the trees. If they are attached together, if one gets spoiled, the same thing will happen to the other. Therefore, the positive people, okay, you need to move around with the positive people. People account 85% of your academic success. 85% of the academic success. After coming to the UW, you need to always visit your staff members, talk to them. The professors, we have senior professors, so talk to them, listen to them, lecturers, use the library, read books, don't waste your time on social platforms. So the positive people, that's highly important along with the mental foods. Now, the positive learning and development. Self-esteem is based on your competence. Competence means what? How well you do things. How well you do things. It's all about training and development. Nowadays we call it learning and development. Before it was training and development, now we call it learning and development. You need to learn it and then develop. Positive learning and development means you are here to learn, enrich your academic life. So the time you're spending here is your lifetime. In the Western perspective, they call it time is money. But in Eastern perspective, we call it time is life. Wherever you spend it, time is your life. Therefore, invest your lifetime developing yourself. Learn while doing. When you are in the university, play sports, go visit the library, never miss a lecture. Go there, be there, learn while doing. Dedicate yourself to continuous and committed learning. Continuous and committed learning. All these 8 semesters are designed carefully to generate a wonderful person, to build and produce a wonderful character. Therefore, you should not miss even a single lecture and program. So, dedicate, commit yourself to education. Whatever it is like, learn. That is what the most important thing. This is the next P, positive health habits. Energy and dynamism translates into human magnetism. So this is highly important. I discussed this at the beginning also. The physical well-being. Now remember this word. Health is the key to wealth, right? Health is the wealth. Health is the wealth. Health is the wealth. You have to have a timetable, and if you don't have a timetable, you are not managing your life. Even the greatest achievers of the universe, religious leaders, they all had timetables. For example, the Lord Buddha, he had a timetable. When to wake up, when to have a social gathering, a timetable, a well-crafted, a designed timetable. Even in your academic life, you have to have a timetable. Timetable. Only with a timetable, you can maintain the health habits. Let me give you an example. Life is a device, an instrument, without a manual. Whenever you go for a shopping, imagine you are at a shopping complex and you want to buy maybe a fan or a television. You just bought it. Once you are unpacking it, you have the television, you have the product with you, you are unpacking it. As you unpack it, there is a manual. The manual says how to use it, how to connect the things. But in our life, we don't have a manual. We don't have manual. This is the biggest problem. In our life, we don't have a manual. This is why we need to learn. We have to have an academic energy. With the positive health habits, okay, so you are learning your body what it needs and providing the required food, essential minerals, and you need to take care of your body. If you cannot take care of your body, you cannot take care of your mind. So remember, life is a device, an instrument without a manual. So you need to write down the manual by yourself. Okay, by yourself. So remember, the health conscious is the biggest founding layer of your academic life. If you don't have energy, you cannot move forward. Be consciousful about your health. Be consciousful about your health. That is called the health conscious. You need to draft your manual, health manual. Nowadays, there are many doctors, even on social platforms, they will support you, guide you to maintain your health and get the support of everyone. But find something meaningful to you, a draft, a manual, and stick into it. Follow the timetable. And remember, health conscious is the most important wealth in your life. That's why it says health is the wealth. Let's move on to the next P, the positive action. Now we have visualized positively, we talk positively, and of course, mental foods and all those things there. But remember, everything supports you to guide you to act accordingly. Positive action. Get going, get busy. Faster you move, better you get. Faster you move, better you get. Okay? So this is what highly important. ඒ කාලේ නම් කිව්වා ඉක්මන් ගමන් කොටයි කියලා පොඩි කියමනක් තියෙනවා. But remember, ඉක්මන් කියලා කියන්නේ the fast, of course, then the better you get. Speedily you will there. So faster you move, you will achieve your targets. So do it now. Do it now. Sometimes the assessments, assignments given to you, you might think that okay, I will complete it later. Later becomes never. Later becomes never. Action is the most important one. You will have a wonderful dream in your mind, but you need to bring that dream into the reality and show it to the others that you have lived your life to the fullest possible and you have achieved your dreams. To achieve your dreams, you need to act out. You need to show the world that you have lived your dreams. So the action is highly important. You need to show that action. Show that action in your results. Get a first class. If you have a dream to be a lecturer, be that person. Achieve the best in your life, in your academic life. So the action. These 7 P's: read, recite and review. Always keep a copy of these 7 P's with you all the times. Now you have homework. Write down 3 model practices for each. For the self-talk, let me come from the beginning. So it says the positive self-talk. What are you going to do? 3 model actions. What are you going to do? Positive visualization. What are you going to visualize? Okay. Positive mental foods. So what are you going to read? What are the magazines? Whatever the social platforms you are in, you need to select them carefully. What helps me to keep me in the academic track? And the positive people, of course, carefully select them. And the positive learning and development. Health habits, and you need to act out and show the world that you are an academic and you are the 18th camel. You are solution focused, and whatever the problems you have, you are not going to change your face, okay, but you are facing the change. You are not going to change your face based on the problems, but you are facing the change and bringing solutions, bringing that 18th camel into the country, into the world, at home. So, whatever it is, like bring that 18th camel, that uniqueness, that solution, that academic character. You need to build that academic character. You need to dream it, visualize it, and then show the world that you are an academic. It's a tough journey finding that 18th camel. You are going to do that. We are here to train you, support you, guide you, direct you. And thank you so much for listening to this. The uh, 1 hour maybe just went it just went away, but I believe if you follow these 7 P's, it will guide you to achieve your dreams. And thank you so much for listening. And uh, best, and I wish you the best of luck in your academic life.